Welcome to the AI Hustle podcast. I wanted to record a episode today. I am not joined with Jamie because he has just had a baby. So if you follow him or are a subscriber on YouTube, make sure to congratulate him. They had a baby, and so he is taking the week off. As you've noticed, we haven't uploaded at all this week. But I wanted to record this episode because I saw some really fascinating news that I thought would be a great way to make a side hustle. And that's what we're going to get into today, which is essentially a bunch of new features out of Runway, which is a video AI tool. And they have some cool features, so I want to break them down. Let's get into the episode. Before we get started, I wanted to say that today's episode is sponsored by my very own startup, AI Box. If you're interested in creating no-code AI tools and you want to host them on our marketplace to get paid for them, make sure to go to aibox.ai. I'll leave a link in the show notes as well to get on the waitlist for that. And if you're interested in investing in the company, we have a crowdfunding round that we have recently launched. We've just passed $310,000 raised on there. I'll leave a link in the show notes. That's republic.com/AI-box if you're interested in investing. But let's get into the episode. Welcome to the AI Hustle podcast, the podcast where we break down the latest in AI news, tools, and interview experts helping you hustle and do more using AI. So the big news here is that Runway Gen 2 has just added a bunch of new motion controls to AI videos with what they're calling their new multi-motion brush. So this is a super fascinating new tool. And if you don't know, Runway is pretty much one of the leading AI video generators. There's also a couple other ones out there that are doing pretty well. Pika.art, I think, is doing pretty good. But Runway's kind of been at the forefront for the longest. And I think that they have a lot of really impressive features. So a new side hustle that I recently just was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be totally possible, is that they essentially have launched a bunch of new features with giving you the ability to take an image and put it into Runway and then kind of animate the image. Now, the reason that I'm on board with this idea, and I think it's really cool, is because if you've tried Runway before or any other kind of image or like AI video generator, one of the big problems I think that they face is that it's almost like stop motion-y. It's a little bit glitchy. It's just not as like clean, I guess I could say. And so what they've done is they have this new feature, and I was just watching their demo. It's kind of interesting where essentially you can upload an image, then you can select a certain portion of the image and have it move. And you can actually like tell it which way you want the motion to be going, which I think is important, having that control. So essentially the side hustle here is selling clips for videos, or, if you're making video clips as well, but I think stock video. And essentially what you do is you go to a platform like Midjourney to generate an image, you bring it into Runway, and then you animate this image to be moving. And this is going to give you a way higher quality B-roll clips than if you were just trying to use like a video AI generator that seems stop motion-y. These things look very, very realistic. So in their demo that they did, they have one where it's essentially like a bunch of animals in Africa, like on a savanna or something. And I can't even remember the name of the animal, so I'm sure everyone's gonna think I'm ridiculous. But it's from the Lion King. I can't think of it. Anyways, it's the animal. It pops up out of the ground, and it looks around the savannah. Anyways, they have a bunch of them, and they essentially animate. They highlight their faces, and then they choose the direction, and all of them look right and left together. And it looks very lifelike, but they brought this image in from somewhere else. They did another example where there was like two eyeballs on like a counter, and they like selected them, and the eyeballs start like looking around and rolling. And then they did one that was, I thought, pretty impressive, where it was essentially a beach scene. Then they highlight, and you can do so the thing that's impressive is called multi-motion brush. So it's not just, so with the animals in the savannah, they highlighted their faces and all of their faces move. With this one, they highlight like one color for the clouds in the sky. They highlight one color, which is the waves in the sea, and then they highlight another color, which is the palm tree there. And I think they also, I think just that one. So then they have all three of those things moving at the same time. So you have the scene where the waves are crashing, clouds are moving, the palm tree's blowing, and it looks super, super realistic. They do it again with some cats, where the cats are both looking. And because they can do multi-motion, something I forgot to mention with the animals in the savannah, with the cats, you highlight both of the cats as a different color, aka a different layer, and both of the cats are looking in different directions. And at the same time, you can have the whole clip kind of panning to the side. They have like a really animated looking dog. they have two people that like are turning to look at you. All of this is so fascinating. They have like a vase that's exploding, dogs, an octopus, frogs, a cat, all sorts of crazy stuff. They have like a bunch of birds and they select all of their faces. So 5 different motions and all the birds are moving a different way, looking a different way, doing something different. So it's really, really cool. And so, yeah, essentially they're just introducing this new multi-motion brush, and you can generate with up to 5 areas of motion control with this. So you can't do more than that, but I mean, for one image, that's pretty decent to be able to have 5 different elements moving in different ways. And I mean, really, if you wanted to, you could do 5, and then, well, I guess it's exporting it as a video, not an image anymore. So yeah, you just have 5, but it's pretty solid. And what I think is so cool about this is you literally could, I mean, this is a whole nother thing, but you could literally like script a movie, and just have like pictures of the movie of like the different scenes, and you could get these generated by AI a lot easier than video, obviously. But you could have like all of the images, then you pull them into a timeline, and then you just like select the part of the images that's animated, and then you do the voiceover, and then you like, it's so cool because I feel like we're really coming alive to the point where video and AI is making some big steps. And I know this is a brand new thing, so for people that are interested in getting onto this side hustle early, essentially selling stock footage, I think this is a great way to do it, and it's a really cool concept. So big shout out to the people over at Runway for getting this off the ground, and excited to see what people start to make with it. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Hustle podcast. If you could do us a massive favor, we would really, really appreciate it if you could leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. This helps people find the podcast. It helps people know this is a good place to go. And we would really, really appreciate it, as it helps us continue to bring on incredible guests and share incredible content for you to listen to.